Shalom everybody from Yerushalayim, and I wanted to share a thought on Parshat Noach that's very, very relevant to the spiritual life that we live every day and the conflicts that we experience. There is a passage in the Zohar HaKadosh that contrasts Noach with Avraham Avinu. Noach is facing a world which is totally immoral, totally corrupt, and God has decided that the only possibility for this world is its utter destruction. And it's only Noach and his family that will be worthy of being saved in order to recreate and repopulate the world after the Mabul, after the flood. Noach spends 120 years building an ark. Noach does not pray for his generation. Noach does not try to bring his generation to tshuva. If anybody asks him what he's doing, he would describe it. But Noach was not proactive. And the Zohar contrasts this attitude with the attitude of Avraham Avinu, who, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Avraham Avinu that he is going to destroy Sodom and Amorah because of their evil, Avraham prays, Avraham argues, Avraham debates, Avraham negotiates. Avraham is concerned with seeking mercy and compassion for even the unworthy. And of course, Avraham Avinu's whole life was an attempt to bring God to those who did not believe in him. That is why Avraham is called Avraham Ohavi. God says, Avraham, the one who loves me, because Avraham devoted his life to making God beloved in the eyes of others, and Avraham had compassion even for the unworthy. And the Zohar says that as great as a tzaddik as Noach was, after all, he was the only person and his family that was worthy of being saved. He was deficient in that particular aspect of compassion for others, and that is why the flood was known as Mei Noach, the waters of Noach. Noach himself has a culpability for the destruction of the world. Rav Dessler, in the Sefer Michtav Eliyahu, says that is why Noach and his family had to remain in the ark for 12 months. After all, if God simply wants to destroy the world and then rebuild it, that could have been done in a second. What was the need to keep Noach in a teva for 365 days? It's actually a solar year, not a lunar year. And Rav Dessler says that the purpose was that during that year, Noach had to spend virtually day and night taking care of the animals, worrying about them, feeding the ones that ate in the day during the day and the ones that ate at night. And as a result, gradually over a period of time, Noach developed compassion, empathy, mercy, even for the animals. And only after he acquired the trait of mercy, through a year of unrelenting labor, was he then able to be the progenitor of the new world. King David writes in Psalms, Olam chesed yibaneh, the world must be based on loving kindness. And therefore Noach had to internalize and inculcate within his personality the midah of kindness before the new world could be established. But the matter is a bit more complicated than even that, because in many, many ways, if Noach was not involved in that world, if Noach was not involved in outreach, if Noach was not involved in being concerned for that generation, he may have had a very good reason, because a human being can easily be dragged down and corrupted by negative influences. We sometimes think we could change every bad situation to the good, when in point of fact, sometimes the bad can drag us down. So Noach was not as great as Avraham. Avraham was able to confront the evil and elevate it. Noach, however, was honest enough to recognize that he could not confront that evil. His only response was to withdraw from it. And this highlights kind of a paradox or a dichotomy that we face in our own lives. Ideally, Avraham Avinu is the ideal Jew. That's why he's often called the first Jew. Ideally, we have a mission. And our mission is to teach godliness, to be open to everybody, to see the merit even in the evildoers who are not living up to standard, because we see their godliness and we try to bring them to Hashem. But at the same time, we have to be realistic and honest in terms of ourselves and in terms of our families, that there are influences out there in the world that are corrupting, that are denigrating. We're always running the risk that perhaps we will be influenced to the negative rather than influencing the negative to the positive. And Rav Hutner points out that just as in the Torah chronologically, there first had to be a Noach who was the repository of good, and only then there could be an Avraham who was able to send the good outward and elevate, so too within the individual life of a human being. There are times in which we have to withdraw. We have to strengthen ourselves. We have to build ourselves up. Ideally, that's kind of why there's a concept of a yeshiva, where a person kind of withdraws from the world for a little bit of while to get strong in faith and great in Torah knowledge. And then and only then are you then ready to spread the light outwards. It's a great, great chachma. It's a subtle wisdom when to be open and accepting and when to create boundaries. But a wise person understands that in life you have to have both modalities. May God give us the wisdom and the insight to know when to put up the walls and when to take them down. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.